Hello everyone, welcome to ENA, Environmental News Analysis. In this session on ENA, we are going to talk about a very interesting piece of news that is coming from Antarctica. So what is it? It's Antarctic snow is turning green. So this is very interesting in terms of global warming and global climate change. Let's look at this news. The first important point is that in a new study, scientists have found these microscopic algae growing on the surface of snow, where in this particular peninsula, that is Antarctic Peninsula, and it is spreading as global temperatures are surging. So that's important point to note. Now, the study has been published in a journal called Nature. That's a very important journal in terms of the ecology and environment, and it was conducted by a team of scientists from the University of Cambridge and British Antarctic Survey. So you should remember who has done this research and where the results are coming from. Now, they studied satellite data between 2017 and 2019. So this is a 2 years of data analysis collected by European Space Agency, that is ESA, and gathered measurements in Ryder Bay, Adelaide Island, the Phyllis Peninsula and King George Island. So these are the places near Antarctica which have been studied and monitored for 2 years, and the data has been analyzed related to the growth of microscopic algae. Now, let's understand what scientists have to say more. So what they found is that this global heating, that is surge in global temperature, has led to microscopic algal boom, and they are turning the snow to green in terms of their extent. It can be even spotted from the space. So what does Dr. Andrew Gray say, who is a scientist in the University of Cambridge and has also published this paper? He says that the algae relies on the excrement of marine birds and mammals such as penguins, which are rich fertilizers for algal bloom. So algal bloom needs this important fertilizers which are provided by the excreta of these animals around the Antarctica. So as Antarctica warms, we predict the overall mass of snow algae will increase as the spread to higher ground will significantly outweigh the loss of small island patches of algae. This has been made a statement that it's going to grow further as the temperature surges. Now, it's important to understand that researchers counted a total of 1,679 individual areas, locations of algal booms, with the largest sometimes covering hundreds of square meters. Algal booms darken the surface of snow, and that's why it affects the albedo. Remember, the albedo is affected because of the reflectivity of surface, so it causes it to reflect less sunlight than it normally would. So what happens? As a result, more sunlight, that is more heat, is being trapped, and that is leading to the warming of the surrounding areas at a faster rate. That's where the concern is, that if it is warming because of algal boom, because of the rising temperature, then it's going to lead to sea level change in a larger segment. Now, algae growth doesn't necessarily mean bad news in totality. So remember, snow algae are a key component of the continent's ability to capture carbon dioxide. It means it's a carbon sink as well. So it absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. That has been explained by Devi, who is the scientist. So he says that these snow algae are sometimes also known as watermelon snow. Remember, this watermelon snow is the terminology because they can produce various shades of pink, red or green, like a watermelon. So these are also sometimes referred to as watermelon snow phenomena. Now, the cause is a species of green algae that sometimes contains a secondary red pigment as well. So unlike other freshwater algae, it is cryophilic. So phobic and philic, now it is here cryophilic. It is basically, which means that it thrives in near freezing conditions. So it likes to grow in a near freezing conditions. Now, let's look at the other factors that, like other plants, these green algae use photosynthesis, as we know. This means they act as carbon sink. Okay, so the researchers estimate that algae they observed removed about 479 tons of atmospheric carbon per year. So it means that it has a positive side as well, because it's also removing the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere at the same time. So researchers found half of all blooms occurred within 100 meters of the sea. It means the coastal Antarctic region is largely impacted by this, and almost 2/3 were within 5 kilometers of a penguin colony, because penguin colony is the food for the growth of algae as per, remember, the research. So others were near birds' nesting sites and where the seals come ashore. So those are the particular locations where maximum algal booms have been found. So thank you for watching this session on ENA. Please like and subscribe to the channel, The Geoecologist, and you can also like us on the Instagram. You can follow on the Instagram handle by the name of The Geoecologist. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay tuned. Thanks a lot.